What is up, my friends? We are back live with our match reaction after Liverpool have gone to the Amex and beaten Brighton by 3-2 to book our place in the quarter-final of the League Cup. Two absolutely wonderful goals from Cody Gakpo and then a third from Luis Diaz. A couple of defensive lapses, I think it's fair to say, made the game a little bit more tetchy in the final few moments, but ultimately we got the job done. And I'm going to say one thing to start off this stream. If anybody has come in here to troll Jarell Quansah or to abuse Jarell Quansah, leave. This is not the stream for you. He knows he made mistakes. We know he made mistakes. But we also know that it's our job as fans to put our arms around him, to lift him up, and to let him know that there'll be better days ahead. So we don't need people coming in to be that type of asshole. So if you could, constructive comments always welcome, but no abusing them. It's just not us, lads. Let's be better. Right, there was a super chat at the end that I wanted to just bring up because I missed it just as we finished from Stargirl, that said, with United winning, it would be funny if they cancelled Amram's appointment and promoted Ruud van Nistelrooy as manager. Nothing would surprise me, mate, with that absolute nutcase of a club. But so yeah, look, we've a lot to get through. We're going to be going through and giving you a chance to vote for your man of the match. We're going to be talking about who you want in the quarterfinals. But again, we do appreciate you being here with us. For me, I'm just happy. When this draw was made and we were away at the Amex against Brighton, I was expecting it to be a difficult evening's work. So very happy for the lads to get through. And look, let me say this about young Quansah. Isn't it always better if somebody makes a mistake, that it's done in a game where the outcome wasn't affected and impacted? So yes, Jarell Quansah will feel bad tonight. And yes, he'll understand, particularly, nothing he could do with the second one, but the first one, he knows he played a slack pass. But remember as well, he hasn't played much football. It's really difficult for anybody to come back in from not playing much and be right into a match with him. So go easy on him. Yes, he needs to improve on stuff, but he is still a young centre-back and he's working with some great centre-backs at the club. So let's put an arm around young Quansah tonight and let him know he's one of us and we've got his back. Right, the draw will be coming up after full time in the games and I'm going to bring it to you as well. Right now, with about 35 minutes to go in London, it's still Spurs 2, Manchester City 1. If you would like to submit your player ratings, there's a link right now at the top of the chat where you can go and put your player ratings in. We'll then tabulate all of those, put them together, average them out and compare them with my player ratings in our player ratings video in a few moments time, or well, in a few minutes time. So don't forget, if you want to submit your ratings, link at the top of the chat. Also, much love and shout out to our sponsors Manscaped as well, as you can see on screen. 20% off and free shipping with a code Anfield20. Right, who are we fancying? I'm predicting we're getting United away, or United at home is my prediction. So on the game, it was a mad one, and this is often the case in the League Cup, isn't it? You know, really hectic ends to them because we know there's no extra time if it's a draw, it's straight to penalty. So you want to see it out, you want to make sure you get the win, and that's exactly what we did. It wasn't pretty towards the end, but look, it's a results business, and once again Arne Slot has come out and won. So full credit to him and the boys. Of the changes made today, I thought Conor Bradley stepped up and done very well. I thought Joe Gomez looked very tidy. I thought we've seen both sides of Andy Robertson today. Some good, some bad, some in the middle. From the forwards perspective, what a headache to have for the manager. You've got Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, both stepping up, both scoring. Gakpo's first goal was, you'll struggle to see a better one. And one other really, really big positive from today again is how good Jarosz was in goal today. That fingertip save that he touched onto the post is an absolutely phenomenal save. So there are positives to be taken from it. I'm going to be really honest again and say I wasn't overly impressed with Endo. I wasn't overly impressed with Tyler Morton. But again, there's context needed there. They haven't played much. It's very difficult to be dropped straight into a team and think there's going to be no drop off. So I thought Jones did very well. I thought Szoboszlai, despite other people in the chat, I thought did very well. Yes, he should have scored, but all in all, I think he put in a good shift. And we're there. It's job done. So I'm happy. Right. The man of the match poll is now up. Your options are Cody Gakpo, Yaros, Diaz and Bradley. They're your options for man of the match. Let's have a look at some of the underlying numbers from the game. I didn't think Tyler Morton was good at all, mate. I didn't think he stunk the gaff up, but I'm certainly not looking at Endo and Tyler Morton's performance and feeling like it's going to worry any of the midfielders already at the club. There's a couple of moments as well, he passed the ball straight out to nobody. But again, context is important. He hasn't had minutes. It's very difficult for anybody to come in and put in a world-class performance. So I'm not having a go at Tyler Morton. What I'm saying is, I don't think this is a situation that is going to concern. And for instance, I thought Trainee only looked better when he came on. I thought he looked like he had something about him, something that could change a game. Morton's steady as she goes, but I don't think he's going to be causing too many selection headaches for the gaffer. Anyway, we move on. Right, a couple of comments to get up on screen. Rabadam said, I hope Arna... what's this one? Sorry, let me get it back up for you, mate. There we go. I hope Arna picks Jarell up, Klopp style, nice hug and some good words, never hurts. Yeah, look, it was ruthless to drag him off with a few minutes to go, but the result is the most important thing, because you can go back, you can talk to Jarell, you can build up his confidence again, but we need to get the result first, and we did. David Massett said good result away to Brighton. I agree, mate, a very good result, never an easy place to go. So let's have a look at some of the numbers from the game today. Possession wise, Liverpool 56% possession to Brighton's 44%. Total shots, 11 for Liverpool, 7 on target. 19 for Brighton with 7 on target. Corners in the game, 6 to the home side, 2 for Liverpool. Total passes completed, 513 for the Reds, 398 for Brighton. Pass accuracy, very good from both sides at 85%. Tackles in the game, 13 for Liverpool and 17 for Brighton. But most importantly, we won by 3-2. Kean Sheridan, thank you, mate, said Gakpo genuinely has the ability to be one of the best players in the league, needs to do it on a consistent basis. Not sure how you get that out of him. I just think that the competition between himself and Diaz, mate, is going to get that out of them both. You know, the options that Arna has on that left side are crazy good. And I think that this increased competition will just drive the boys on to bigger and better things. One second. Let me just have got to reply to somebody. Sorry, I just have to reply to this. Zumzi, thank you, mate, for your super chat. Let me just get this one up on screen. Said, hi Craig, who do you think has been our best and worst player this season? Loving the vids. Thank you, mate. Best player, Gravenberg, closely followed by Kanade. Worst player, I don't like to talk about worst players because I don't like to undermine or belittle people, so I'm going to pass on that one if you don't mind, because I don't like to talk about players underperforming or call them the worst of the season. It just doesn't feel right to me. Looks like a pretty serious injury here for Savinho, by the way, for Manchester City. He's about to go off on a stretcher. Would love to see Gakpo, Diaz and Salah start a game together, said Trey. I think you may see that at times, mate. We know Gakpo can play through the centre as an example. Do you honestly think Kwanzaa was dragged off because of those mistakes? There was only 5 minutes left. So, do you want me to be honest? Yeah, I do. I think the manager looked at it and thought, he's shaky. He's already had an error. We need to see out the game. And if we had conceded another, I think it would have been even worse for Kwanzaa mentally. So I know it seems really blunt that he was taken off, but I think it was the right decision. We can always talk to Jarell Kwanzaa, build him back up, but it's easier to do that with the result in your back pocket, because he's not going to feel a sense of guilt now, you know, where he might do if it cost the result. So I think it was ruthless. I think it was the right decision. And I think he will have a one-on-one conversation with Kwanzaa to explain, because he had to make sure he got the result first and foremost there. I think of it more as being on the experience of Canade rather than the removal of potential weakness. That's very fair as well. He just wanted to make sure we seen out the game. I think whatever the best way for the manager to figure out how to do that was the way forward. We've got 4 quality keepers, said Megaspud. Yes, it's great, isn't it? Like, we're blessed as a club in the goalkeeper department. It was stupid by Slot, kick him out when he's down sort of tactic. No, I disagree, Damien. Let me put it another way to you, bro. Let's say he stayed on the pitch, right? And let's say we conceded a third. Even if it was nothing to do with Kwanzaa, how do you think that impacts Kwanzaa mentally? And then we lost, let's say we lost on penalties. So I think Arne Slot was taking the lesser of two evils here, and it was a tough call. But look, we got the result, and that's the most important thing here. After that, you can build up Kwanzaa's confidence again and work with them. But at least now, he doesn't feel like he's cost Liverpool a place in the quarterfinal or anything like that. So I disagree, respectfully. Rusba said, Savinho got a serious injury and was taken out on a stretcher. He might be out for quite some time. I was watching it. I have the game on here in the background, mate. I seen him being stretchered off, and hopefully never wish an injury on any player, so hopefully he's okay. You have no idea about the game. You're right, Rich. The man who's played at international level as a goalkeeper and been around football for 36 years has no idea about the game. But the man who can't spell the fucking word you as a grown-ass adult thinks that he gets to talk down to me. Rich, my man, I promise you, I've forgotten more about football than you'll ever know about the game. So you go build your community and your channel, and we'll all listen to your worlds of fucking wisdom. Until then, shut the fuck up. And remember, my channel, my show, my audience, my opinion. Gobshite. Imagine a grown-ass man who can't spell the word you thinking he can talk down to me or anybody else, you absolute twat. Fuck. Well, you fuck all about the game. I know the game inside out, bro. Inside out. Played it at a high level, been around it my entire life, watch it week in, week out, and know a damn sight more about the game that I'm absolutely positive than you do. Jermel made one mistake and the deflection was unlucky. Yeah, it was really unlucky on the deflection. Look, the first one was a mistake. It happens. But the second one it was just one of them nights. You know, it's just one of them nights. Sarah said, looking fresh in the black shirt. Thank you. Any name on the back? No, didn't put a name on the back of this one. Craig just cooked Richie. Because I'm sick of idiots like him. I'm sick of gobshites coming in that have nothing to contribute to the chat or to a community. And all they exist for is to come in to try and belittle other people. They're idiots. They're arseholes. And in real life, they wouldn't last 2 minutes around me or my mates, because they'd be put in their fucking place. So if you want to come in and give your view on why you think I'm wrong, I'm all ears to listen. But I'm not going to sit here and have some nobody come in and tell me that I know nothing about football when he can't even spell. So go away, learn how to troll properly, or perhaps learn a bit of fucking respect and come in and contribute to a chat. Think I'm wrong, tell me why. Come in just to hate, go fuck yourself. Dark Elixir said, I feel the sub was harsh. I understand the thought process, but Kwanzaa is a confidence player. It is, But flip it, like I said, and what if, worst case scenario, we capitulated there and we conceded and we lost on penalties? Then I feel that it would have been really hard for Kwanzaa. It was a no-win situation, though, in all honesty. I felt like we can all rationalise whatever our thought process is. And I'm not going to say that there isn't validity to what you're saying. I just feel like the potential upside of negativity would have outweighed the potential damage of taking them off, if you get what I'm saying. But look, I started this stream by saying, give the guy a break. Don't come in and pile on him. It's a difficult night for him, and we need to get behind him. And I'm sure that his teammates will do that as well. Jarell Kwanzaa will come again, and today's just a learning experience. All good. Was the scoreline fair? Yeah, I think it was, Dylan. I think we were the better team. But Brighton, to their eternal credit, never gave up, kept going, kept trying, kept piling forward. We made some good defensive clearances. Our goalkeeper made a good save, couple of good saves. And then they got a little bit lucky as well with a deflection off Kwanzaa and a misplaced pass. But look, it was an exciting game. It was a proper cup game. And I'm just glad we came out on the right side of the result. You think Slot doesn't fancy Gomez at left back? I think it could be a nice solution. It's certainly a plausible option for Ireland. I wonder though, look, I'd love to get your thoughts on this actually in the chat. Do you reckon that Robbo starting tonight is probably an indication that we might see Costas at the weekend against Brighton? UL said, Craig, big fan from Singapore. Welcome in, my friend, and thank you for being with us. Would I feel more confident with Gomez at left back? Yeah, I like Gomez at full back on either side. But I want to give credit as well. I think there's been flashes from Costas this season of improvement. So, look, I'm going to get behind whoever's picked. Whoever the manager puts out on the pitch. You know, I'm a Liverpool fan. I want them to do well. I want us to do well. Which City players injured now? Savinho, Adam, mate, went off with, it looks like a serious injury. He went off on a stretcher. So hopefully he's okay. Was your starting 11 far off? No, I wasn't too bad on it, mate. So obviously Bradley was available. So he came in at right back, which meant, like I said in the video, you'd see Kwanzaa and Gomez at centre back. I also predicted we'd see Szoboszlai in the forward line. We did, although he was more on a kind of revolving number 10/number 9 with Curtis Jones. We've seen Lucho on the right for a while, Cody on the left. But tonight should be about celebrating our left-sided attack and celebrating Cody Gakpo and celebrate Luis Diaz, because they were both brilliant, and Cody's 2 goals, you'll go a long way to see a better brace. Absolutely fantastic. David Massett, how are you, my friend? And by the way, do hit that like button for us and drop a sub if you haven't subscribed already. We appreciate your support. David said, he's a young player, let's get behind him. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Look, if we could all pick when any player makes a mistake, young or old, it's in a game you win, right? So if we're going to make mistakes, let it be in a game that we get the result in anyway. So yeah, all good on that front. What are your thoughts on the game against Brighton at the weekend? It's going to be another exciting game. Stronger from both sides with regards to the teams, but it's going to be it's going to be another exciting game. And I hope we get another result like we did today, a win. Who starts the weekend, Diaz or Gakpo? Oh, God, good question, Trey. Oh, God, do you know what, man? I don't know. And I've got to do my preview after this, so I'd probably stick with Diaz for the minute and use Cody in the Champions League. So I'd probably go with Diaz. Pranav, how are you, sir? Said, Craig, I'm not Curtis' biggest fan, but he's been very good the last few games. I agree. I think I've asked for more from Curtis as a fan, and I think we're getting more from Curtis. So if he can keep fit, I think he's given the manager a realistic option to rotate in midfield. Specs Knight said, love this channel, been a fan for a while. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. I think Bradley deserves a big shout. Brighton looked loaded our right side after making their subs. Yeah, he could have done with some help at times on the right there, because they were certainly bombing forward. And look, I'm a big fan of Conor Bradley. I think he still has a few bits left to develop in his game, as any youngster would at his age, but a really, really exciting player. So let's check in on the man of the match poll anyway, and if you haven't voted, there's still time to do so. It is Cody Gakpo, Yaros, Diaz and Bradley are your options. We've had over 2,300 votes so far, but we'll leave that one running. And again, if you want to contribute to our player ratings video, there's a link at the top of the chat where you can submit your player ratings. We're then going to add them all up, average them out and compare them with my player ratings, which will be coming up about 20 minutes or so after this stream ends. When is the draw? I would imagine it's after this Spurs City game, which is why I'm staying on here. I'd imagine that we're going to get the draw after that. And I'm predicting we get a home draw against United and Arsenal will get Chelsea. That's my prediction. Or not Chelsea, hang on. Who was winning? Was it Newcastle beating Chelsea? Yeah, sorry. So I think Arsenal will get Newcastle, we'll get United, and Palace will get... Nope, I'm going to do this again. North London Derby is one prediction. Then I'm going to go for us taking on United at home. Palace to take on... Who was left? Newcastle. And who was in last night's one? I don't remember. The draw's not until 10:40. Oh, well then I won't be staying on until 10:40. Yeah, won't be staying on for the draw, so... Fraser Huntley said, our Twitter fans are a joke to Kwanzaa and Dom. I'm fed up with them, mate. Not Kwanzaa and Dom. I'm fed up with these arsehole, toxic twats that go way too far in any direction, reacting to anything. And this coming from me, some Mr. Reactive here. It's disgusting. And I haven't seen it, but I've no doubt that it's toxic as fuck. And it's shocking. And these people should learn and be ashamed of themselves. Imagine going in on a young player when you've won a game. Yes, he needs to improve. He knows he made a mistake. He doesn't need us to tell him. Yaros may take a bow, made some very good saves. Yes, I agree, Jack. As you said, did well with Pats as well. And some really good goalkeeping there from Yaros tonight. And the people moaning about Szoboszlai in general can do one. Honestly. This agenda against Dominic Szoboszlai is absolute bullshit. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call it out. It is nonsense of the highest order. Sorry, it is. Are there things he can do better? Yes, same as any other player. But if you don't see and understand what he brings balance-wise and effort-wise and positionally in our team, I can't help you. But you don't know what you're looking at. Marco said you're doing good with the pronunciation of Yaros. Thank you. I've been trying, mate. I've been keeping you in mind when I've been saying it. Endo played well tonight, didn't he? I wasn't overly impressed, Derek, being honest with you, mate. I think him and Tyler Morton did okay, but I don't think they're going to be causing the manager too many selection headaches. I don't think either of them are ready yet to step into what we see in there. Jones, he can be Jones can be absolutely trusted and put in there when need to be. He's definitely getting up to the level. Waiting for Elliott to get back, that'll be interesting as well. But I'm just getting fed up of it. Every year, season after season, there's someone scapegoated. And it was Hendo, it was Lallana, and it's just petty. And it's bullshit. And do you know what really annoys me most about these people? Is they won't admit they're wrong. So you can come at me and tell me I've misjudged the player, and I'll put my hands up if I'm wrong, and I'll change my opinion and I'll own it. But if people are unwilling to even fathom that they might be seeing this wrong, or that maybe one poor game has evolved into, in their head, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's just lazy and it's jumping on a bandwagon. And they need better role models. They need to be watching better channels or something. I don't know who they're picking up this bullshit from, but it's nonsense. And Szoboszlai deserves better. Right. Paul Corcoran said, who do you want, Craig, in the last 8? Love the show. Thank you, Paul. I would love United at home. Yeah, I would love United at home, mate. I always want a home draw for the lads in the Auto Cup scheme so they can get to another game. But yeah, I want a home draw. So yeah, United at home will do me. Stargirl said, I left Twitter when a certain person bought it and I believe it's got very toxic. Glad I left when I did. So I left Twitter before Elon Musk bought it, and I don't miss it one bit. I don't miss hating myself or crying or feeling useless or feeling like I'm a bad person. So yeah, I don't miss it either. What's my favourite thing to do if YouTube wasn't your thing? Watching boxing, football, going to comedy shows with my missus. Love you tried to protect Dom, but he hasn't been good. But you see, I don't think that's born by the statistics, Brian. I think it's born out of an expectation that people have about what type of player Dom was going to be in the team. So for me, and I respect the way you've come at the situation, mate, so thank you. But for me, I think people have this expectation in their head that Dom's going to be this swashbuckling, Steven Gerrard-esque, goals and assists machine, and he hasn't quite done it numerically yet, but his performances and his importance to the team are clear when he isn't there. So I'm not saying he can't improve. Everybody can improve. But all in all, I just think that the narrative around him is over the top. How's Harvey doing? He's good, thank you, Irfan. Yeah, very good, mate, very good. Coach Bill said Dom's pressing is massive. We miss him most when he's on the bench. Yes, and look, again, there's a very good piece. Go watch James Alcott's breakdown of our game against Arsenal, and he talks very clearly, very well, and very articulately about Dominik Szoboszlai and what a difference he makes. So, someone said 0 goals and 0 assists since January. Right, but the really important thing to remember here, my friend, is that we haven't lost a game in that time period you're talking about. So, individual accolades aren't really too important as long as we keep winning. And that's all that I care about, is that Liverpool keep winning games of football. It's one of my favourite things about the Klopp era and the group of Liverpool players that we've had have been that our team is better than some of the individual sum of its parts, and have overcome teams with better stars in their team because of an understanding, the way they were coached, a belief, a work ethic, and a togetherness that got us through some of those difficult times. Munya Life, thank you, mate, for your super chat. Good game, Craig. How was Trey Naoni? Do you think he deserves more game time? So I really enjoyed Trey's little cameo when he came on. A few fancy flicks that ended up being giving away possession and that, but I tell you what, he is a confident young man and certainly a very good talent. So I'd like to see him maybe get a few more substitute appearances in games where, let's say, it's wrapped up with 20-25 to go. And really proud and happy that he signed his first professional contract as well. So, yeah. On a player ratings video, could you put a full team rating out of 10? I kind of do that with the manager though. So the manager's rating is kind of my score of the whole overall team, the selection, the performance. I kind of do that with the manager. Right, look, I'm going to go record the player ratings video. The draw is going to be at about 10:40, so keep an eye out for it. But I'm going to go record the ratings video now. So if you want to contribute before we do it, you've still got a chance with the link at the top of the chat. And we're going to end the Man of the Match poll as well with almost 3,000 votes. Your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match is the same as the Sky Man of the Match. It is Mr. Cody Gakpo, and a very deserving winner. Oh, Spurs nearly had their third there and probably should have. So I will see you guys tomorrow for a late night agenda. I'm recording with David Lynch tomorrow afternoon as well. So I will talk to you guys soon. Much love, and keep an eye out for the player ratings video. Thank you for your support.